As parents, something that's like always on our minds
Always.
is how our kids are doing,
Yeah,
and especially how they're learning, right?
absolutely.
And so if you've ever had that kind of nagging thought
Mm-hmm.
that maybe things could be a bit smoother for your kid in school,
Yeah.
or if you just want to understand more about like how they learn best, you're in the right place for this deep dive.
Yeah, for sure.
So today we are looking at the Nectar Group. Their work is all about helping people, and often children, as we were saying,
Mm-hmm.
navigate and overcome different learning challenges. We've been digging into a bunch of their stuff, like their FAQs,
Mm-hmm.
a briefing document they have,
Mm.
and even an article that goes into their main methods.
Very interesting stuff.
So think of this like we're doing the homework for you.
Yeah.
Our goal here is to give you a clear and I hope encouraging introduction to the Nectar Group, so you come away with a good sense of what they do, and most importantly, how their approach could really make a difference for your child's learning.
For sure.
So let's start with something that's really fundamental to how they think about learning, which is this idea that the brain can change and adapt. The fancy term for this is neuroplasticity, but in simple terms, it just means our brains aren't fixed. They can actually make new connections and pathways throughout our lives, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point because so many people think, oh, my kid's just not good at math,
Yeah.
or my kid just doesn't learn languages well, but that's not actually how the brain works.
Right. It's not predetermined. So it's
Right.
not just about trying to find ways to
Right.
work around learning difficulties.
Hmm.
The Nectar Group is actually trying to address the root causes by strengthening those like underlying cognitive skills
Mhm.
that make learning happen in the first place.
Right. They're really focused on using these techniques that are backed by science to actually change the way the brain works.
And for the better.
So to do that effectively, I think the first step is to really get a clear understanding
Yeah.
of an individual's learning profile. What are their strengths?
Mhm.
What are the challenges they're facing?
Mhm.
And that's where their assessments come in.
And they offer a few different types of assessments. Pretty thorough from what I've seen.
It is.
They have cognitive testing, which is really about identifying those specific strengths and weaknesses
Yeah.
in different mental skills.
Yeah.
Things like memory, attention, processing speed,
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Yeah, all those foundational pieces.
And then they have psychoeducational testing.
yeah.
And this is where they can see if there are specific learning disabilities involved. Then they also offer neuropsychological assessments.
Yes, this is even more in depth. And these are actually done by licensed clinical psychologists. So they really give you a comprehensive look at how brain function is related to learning.
So this is like the deep dive. And so once they have this like really detailed understanding of how someone learns, they then move into providing these targeted solutions.
Right.
And a big part of that is cognitive skills training.
Yes.
So for those who are new to this idea,
Mhm.
what exactly is cognitive skills training?
So I like to think of it as a form of therapy,
Okay.
but instead of focusing on emotions or behavior,
Mm-hmm.
it's directly aimed at strengthening those core mental abilities
Yeah.
that are the foundation of learning.
Okay.
So the goal isn't just to teach coping strategies or like workarounds. It's to actually make those weaker cognitive skills stronger and to help bridge the gap between someone's strengths and weaknesses.
So if you're noticing your child struggling with something specific,
Uh-huh.
chances are the Nectar Group has experience with that. One thing that stands out to me is how accessible they've made their services.
Yes.
Like everything from the assessments,
Mm.
the training and coaching sessions
Uh-huh.
is online.
It is.
It seems like that would remove a lot of barriers for busy families
It's incredibly convenient. You can do everything from the comfort of your own home
or your child's school.
or even your workplace if that's easier. They can work with anyone, anywhere.
That really changes things.
It does.
It's not like traditional tutoring. Beyond these core services that are focused on those learning challenges,
Mhm.
they also help with things like college preparation and study skills coaching.
They really support students.
And the fact that they do it all online makes them a really valuable resource for parents.
Yeah, I agree.
So think about this. Do any of the challenges we talked about today,
Mhm.
whether it's reading, math, focus,
Yeah.
organization,
Yeah.
even just a lack of confidence when it comes to school, does any of that sound familiar?
Are you seeing any of those things in your own child?
And we really hope that this deep dive into the Nectar Group
Yeah.
has given you a good starting point
Mm-hmm.
if you think they might be a good fit for your family.
Yeah.
We encourage you to check them out. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This is